Alan Greenspan, an avatar of securities trading, fetishizing, and central bank market intervention, died today at 100. In England, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer resigned, the sixth Prime Minister to step down in the 10 years since Britain voted to remove itself from the European Union, a populist flex better known as Brexit. I know what you're thinking. Where is he going with this? Please be patient. In 1996, Greenspan, who had been by then chairman of the Federal Reserve for 9 years, gave a speech in which he warned about something he called irrational exuberance. He meant the stock market then might very well be overvalued. We have a term for the massive investment in early internet companies of that era, the late 1990s. That term, dot-com bubble. It burst, proving Greenspan was onto something. Irrational exuberance returned in the years leading up to the Great Recession when, ironically, Greenspan's policies as Fed chair drove interest rates down to nearly zero. Mortgages exploded, and the buying and selling of those mortgages created, guess what? Another bubble. Irrational exuberance, some might say, was behind Brexit. British voters thought they could free Britain from Europe's regulatory overreach and accelerate prosperity. What it got instead was a sluggish economy in this gallery of short-term and largely forgettable prime ministers. So, is irrational exuberance with us anywhere today? Consider, Vice President J.D. Vance said this morning, great progress had been made in talks with Iran because, he said, Iran, after hours of negotiations, agreed to allow international nuclear inspectors inside the country. Paragraph 8 of the Memorandum of Understanding, remember that was signed last week, stipulates international inspectors will, inside Iran, supervise the downblending of highly enriched uranium. That is the fissile feedstock of a nuclear bomb. Was the war itself an exercise in irrational exuberance of gains assumed but much harder to realize? Our European allies and a good number of conservatives here at home increasingly think so. Irrational exuberance may have been behind the costly and rushed redo of the reflecting pool. It all looks so easy. What could go wrong? How about algae and the blue ballyhooed coating now floating to the surface in scabby pieces? Global tariffs, many struck down by the Supreme Court, ending birthright citizenship, very possibly soon to be struck down by the Supreme Court. Bill Pulte, a federal housing overseer with no visible expertise, acting director of national intelligence? Not even most Senate Republicans can stomach that. Examples, these, of irrational exuberance at play? Just asking.